Okay, everybody. So it's been a while. I know, liberals out there, liberals. I'm talking to you fucking liberals, okay? You're probably not watching this video, but I'm talking to you. You guys know how you've all gotten really disaffected with politics and much less politically interested, and you've gone back to brunch since Biden took office. Trump's gone. There's not constantly the looming fear of Trump sending us to war with a country or something like that constantly on the horizon. Well, you guys better start getting scared again, because guess what? Trump says it's an easy question whether he'll run again. Former President Trump said it is an easy question whether he'll run for office again while declining to share his decisions on launching a 2024 presidential bid. Actually, for me, it's an easy question. I know what I'm going to do, Trump said Saturday in response to a question on if he'll run again while visiting police officers in New York on the anniversary of 9/11. The former president, who told Fox News' Sean Hannity back in July that he has made a decision about whether he'll run in 2024, added Saturday that he can't share his decision yet due to campaign finance laws. I think you're going to be happy, he added, repeating a line he's used before. It's not clear when the former president will announce whether he'll seek a third White House bid, previously saying it could be after the 2022 midterm elections. Trump visited officers at the New York City Police Department station, but was not expected to attend 9/11 ceremonies at the memorial sites on Saturday. President Biden, former President George W. Bush, and others visited 9/11 memorials that day. So he didn't even visit the memorials or anything like that. So, yeah, Trump went after Biden for withdrawing from Afghanistan the way he did. Do not fear, however, America will be made great again, Trump said at the end of the video. Trump added during his visit that he hates to talk about the Afghanistan withdrawal on 9/11, but argued that more people should have talked about it in their 9/11 speeches. I think it's safe to say, guys, Trump is probably running again, most likely in 2024. I want to talk about something here, okay? This is really important. Do you guys remember how seriously libs took Trump in 2015? Do you remember how seriously even Republicans and his supporters took Trump in 2015? I met people back in the day who said they were going to vote for Trump just because they thought it was like a meme, like voting for Kanye West or Harambe. I met a lot of people who voted for Trump that said that was their reason because they just thought it was a meme. News outlets covered him constantly, but rather than really holding him to the fire as much as they should have, they just gave him airtime. At this state, when CNN is just giving Trump airtime, they're not moving people away from Trump. Who the fuck gets de-radicalized by watching segments about Trump on CNN? Nobody. Fucking nobody. Nobody gets, taken away from the Trump supporting by that shit. Nobody. All it does is make people who are crazy enough to believe in Trump's messaging hear Trump's messaging. That's all it does. However, when Trump was talked about in a critical light even, it was mostly as jokes. No, I don't remember anybody seriously taking Trump's, all that seriously up until the very end. Right when it was like, holy fuck, Trump might actually win this thing. We're scared now. Like, the way that even Hillary Clinton behaved during the election, it was like, you guys know how Thanos in Avengers Infinity War takes off his armor at the beginning of the movie when he gets a second Infinity Stone? And the directors talk about how he was disarming himself because he believed he was basically going on a holy pilgrimage he was destined to win. You know? That's how Hillary Clinton felt, okay? She was taking off her armor and disarming herself, believing she was going on a holy, good pilgrimage that she was destined to win. You know, it was she thought she was gonna have the win handed to her on a platter. There's so many commentators who've gone over Hillary's election campaign strategy back in 2015 and 2016 and how bad it was. She did not play it like someone who's really desperate to get elected would. You know, she wasn't campaigning in certain states that she really needed to campaign in if she wanted to win. I think if Trump runs in the 2024 Republican primary, I think he's going to win. If he runs in that primary, he is going to win. The Republican Party is the party of Trump, okay? If you say anything anti-Trump in the Republican Party nowadays, you get booed off the stage, you get death threats, or maybe you get kidnapped. And you know, we know what happened with that kidnapping that was done. That one Democratic, I think, senator that Trump really didn't like. Yeah, they've done that kind of shit before. I think Trump will absolutely win the primary, and it'll go down to Trump versus probably Biden again. It's going to be probably Trump versus Biden or Trump versus Kamala. Well, it will be Trump versus Biden or Trump versus Kamala, I think, again in 2024. And we'll have to see what happens. Biden won't. I think Biden will make it to 2024. I think he will. I think Biden will make it to 2024. Biden and Trump aren't that far off in age.
Yeah, the governor, not a senator, right.
Who are moderate Republicans going to vote for? Frankly, I don't really see there being moderate Republicans anymore. Even the more moderate Republicans you talk to, typically they're considered voting Democrat if they're that principled, or if they're just like, some of them are vote red no matter who. Vote red, even dead, I guess you could say, for the Republicans. Even many moderate Republicans do vote red no matter who, you know? Yeah, moderate Republicans by this point have basically joined the Democratic Party. Or they're like, what's it called? Instead of nonpartisan, like, what's it called? No party, I guess you could call it. There's like a term for it where you vote and you don't like on your ID have any significant party there. You're right, Lonnie. Independence. Thank you. Yeah. Still doesn't excuse them having a weird-ass lolly fetish. What are you talking about, Kiki Lesbian? Jesus. I mean, yeah, lolly fetishes are weird, but I clicked on that censored word there to see what you were talking about, and I was like, oh my god, okay. I've unironically used the current state of the Republicans to de-radicalize two conservatives. Yeah, I feel like at this point, every Republican voter who isn't just gone. You know, like, so many Republicans, people don't realize this, but so many of the average Republican voter in this country, I feel like, is just gone. Like, the anti-vax shit and the believing the election was stolen and all of that, these crazy fucking conspiracies, these have become like the party line you have to toe in the Republican Party now. Even if you don't support Trump, which you have to, if you're going to be anybody. But even if you don't support Trump, you at the very least have to like support the anti-vax, the election was stolen, the big lie, all that kind of stuff. And you also have to be a pedophile to be in the Republican Party nowadays too. You have to have at least one serious and well-substantiated allegation against you of pedophilia, and then you can be in the Republican Party. It's true. It's true. In a video game. That's a joke. I'm just saying it's weird how many of them have ended up being pedos. Or just, like, weird shit that's not necessarily illegal, and not even necessarily pedophilia, but, like, weird. You know, like Matt Gaetz. The Matt Gaetz situation wasn't pedophilia, all right? But he was still taking part in some weird sex trafficking shit and still fucked a minor. She may have lied to him, but he still fucked a minor. I know she was 17, so not really pedophilia, but it's weird. You know what I mean? Nah, phebophilia is like 15 and to 13 or whatever, I think. I don't know. Yeah, it was sex tourism, yeah, which is also really weird. Like, just weird. It's either full-on allegations of pedophilia like Trump had against that one 13-year-old and a few other children and adult women alike, like those allegations, or something like Matt Gaetz. They did something really, really weird and like, okay, if this is what we know about, what do we not know about? That's the thing with people, right? Like, if you know something really bad about someone, you have to think, is this their deepest, darkest secret uncovered? Or is this just what is the cover and what do we not know? You know, that's the worrying thing. Like, what about this person do we not know if they're this bad on the outside? MTG is old enough. I don't think she'd win the primaries. I mean, she could. I feel like she toes the Trump line enough, but if it was Trump versus her, she wouldn't even run, and she wouldn't win. I feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene could become the right's AOC, basically. That seems to be where it's headed. She's becoming the right's AOC. Like, Trump is the right's Bernie Sanders, and MTG is like the right's AOC. That's like the best comparison, I think. And I think the right's Biden would have been like, who would the right's Biden have been? I'm guessing like Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, like, in the last like Republican primary, Jeb Bush, yeah, Jeb. Didn't Jeb do well? Mitt Romney would be good. Yeah, Mitt Romney is a bit more comparable. Like, even Mitt Romney, I remember when it was Mitt Romney versus Obama in 2012, and I was like, fuck. Listen, I was in middle school, but I still knew enough about politics I didn't like Republicans, and I hadn't quite gone to the right yet. I was in middle school. I was like I think I was 12, and it was in 2012. It was during the election. Or no, I would have been 13. Being like, fuck, I hope Romney doesn't win. Fuck, Romney's so fucking bad. He's so horrible. He's so bad. And now after a term of Trump, like, and Romney pushing back against Trump, I'm like, fuck. I'd take Romney over Trump, frankly. I really would. Do you remember the stupid talking points that people who would try to, like, dampen the blow of Trump getting elected would say? Where they're like, it's not that bad that Trump got elected. Trump's just an idiot. The real person you want to worry about is Mike Pence, because Mike Pence is smart. Trump's just a bumbling idiot who will pass no policy. Let's just be glad Mike Pence doesn't have as much power as Trump does. I remember those jokes, or those like those talking points. Like, Trump was legitimately just an idiot, and Mike Pence is the big problem. It would be like, do you think Trump is so malfunctioning that he isn't going to pass bad policies? And then, like, 3 months in, he banned trans people from the military or whatever. That was, like, one of his first things that he did, I feel like. Like, really early on, Trump banned trans people from the military. Like, really early, if I remember correctly. I remember when people would try to... Do you remember when people would try to argue that Trump was more pro-LGBT than Hillary Clinton? And people would actually try to argue that Trump was like this weird, oh my God, there was this fake quote that would go around. Oh my God, this fake quote. Donald Trump says he'd run as Republican because they're stupid. Do you remember this fake quote that people would pass around to try to get Democrats to vote for him? Like, it's a claim that, like, back in 1998, Trump had said, fact check, Trump meme about dumb Republicans. Did Donald Trump tell People magazine in 1998 that if he ever ran for president, he'd do it as a Republican because they're the dumbest group of voters in history, and that he could lie and they'd still eat it up? There are no comments in this report. Oh, wait, false. Yes, there it is, the false. Who remembers this quote? Who remembers this quote that people would pass around back in like 2015, 2016 to try to convince like moderate Democrats that maybe Trump is just sort of like a wolf in sheep's clothing in the Republican Party, and that actually we should vote for Trump because he's better than the normal Republicans. He's a populist, you know, trying to bring Bernie voters over to Trump. That was a thing. Trump made an initiative to do that as well. Trump really didn't get that much pushback initially. The most that he got was like cultural pushback, where it was like the SJWs going after him. But then it came at the worst time because the anti-SJWs were like at their peak at that time. So they had the most social influence as well. God. I think Trump will run in 2024. I think he will. I do think he will. I really do think he will. He's been doing rallies. He's been teasing it. I think he's going to do it. Even if he doesn't think he can win, he's going to do it anyway, I think. I think he'll troll and keep running every campaign as much as he can just because he likes the attention, you know? The only problem is he doesn't have Twitter now. Not having Twitter is a big deal for Trump. That's a big deal for him. I feel like Twitter was really where his people gathered and learned his new things. Yeah, unless we do something to bar him from running. There's nothing we can do, I don't think. Let's hope he catches a heart attack and croaks before 2024. You know what I want to happen? All right? This is the exact line of events I want to happen. I want him to run. I want him to win the Republican primary. I want it to be him versus Biden again. And then I want it to be really tense, really close. Biden still wins. Because I feel like we don't want Trump to win, but we want Trump to come really close so we get the liberals and the moderate, like political people a bigger zap in the ass again. A couple years of, oh fuck, Trump might become president again as a zap in the ass to Republicans or not Republicans, to liberals and people who are politically disaffected. If they just get an extra zap in the ass, like, fuck, that was close. Like, I want it to come down to like 10. Giffinder, I want him to have a solid victory, but I want Biden to win by like 10 or 20 electoral college votes. Like a million, like, or 3 or 4 million votes is what I want him to win by. Like 10 electoral. I want it to be hair thin, okay? I want it to be like just far enough that they can't call for a recount. I don't know. I want to get the libs politically interested in again, because a bunch of the libs are now no longer caring about politics because Orange Man Bad isn't in office anymore. Wake the fuck up. Wake up. Wake up, liberals. Wake up. This is no time to die. All right? Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up, liberals. Do it now. All right? You need to care about politics again. Trump is running in 2024. All right? And you better believe he'll have learned from last time. Wake the fuck up. Wake your ass up, Humphrey. All right. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, ring the bell icon, follow my social media, all linked down below, especially my Discord and my Twitter. And of course, if you've got extra money for it, you don't need it for anything else, and you don't know what to do with it, you can always support me, your favorite lefty streamer, Xander Hall, financially by either donating through my website, xanderhall.com/live. You can gift a sub, subscribe yourself, or donate. You can also super chat and hit the join button to become a channel member on YouTube, as well as subscribing, gifting subs, and donating in bits over on Twitch, or just outright donating to me a video that I'm forced to watch through MediaShare, linked down below through Streamlabs. And of course, you can pledge to me on Patreon. I do plan to do some stuff with Patreon pretty soon, maybe even Patreon exclusive videos. Or like if I make a prepared video, I might put it on Patreon a week before I put it on YouTube. I don't know. I might make like an exclusive thing for Patreon, something like that. I want to do something to incentivize people to become patrons. Feel free to check it out. Thank you so much for watching, no matter how you support the channel, though. And yeah, have a good one.